You eating some snow? Willow. Hey, babies. What's up, friends? Happy first day of spring. It's a little windy out here, so I hope that doesn't pick up too much, but it's a beautiful day. It's finally above freezing. There's still quite a bit of snow here in certain parts just from where we plowed it or where it's piled up, but there's lots of non-snowed on parts. We're playing on our swing set at the moment, huh, Eva? We've got the bottle baby lambs out. The kunekune piglets are up in the dog yard. The sheep are outside, but they're usually outside anyway. So we are just enjoying the day, and I think I'm even going to start some flowers inside today, even though it's way too soon to start flowers or start anything that I'm going to transplant outside in the garden, but I want to grow my own flowers for the cemetery for Memorial Day this year, so I think I'm going to start those inside now and hope that even if they're not blooming by the end of May, they'll be, you know, getting close to it, so I don't have to spend like 80 bucks at the garden center on, you know, petunias or whatever. I want to grow my own. So it's a little overcast, but when the sun is out, it feels warm, and I'm sure that all the critters are definitely enjoying the fresh air and sunshine. Do you guys see that right there? That is garlic coming up in the snow. Hi, kitty. You're helping. How exciting. First day of spring. And there's garlic, Eva-Roo. So this fenced area right here is going to be my garden space this year. I usually try to garden back here, but I have 2 box gardens back here that are old. Oh, here come my friends. But the deer tend to like kind of ravage anything they want here. So this year we put that cross fence right there and a gate in, well, last year, and I've been bringing like the bedding from bottle lambs or the piglets or whatever in here so that I can use it to put under, you know, the compost in the box gardens. And I'm just going to build several box gardens along in here, and hopefully it will work. It gets a little wet right here, like this is the low point, so I'm gonna, you know, kind of avoid that specific spot, but I even might put some like fruit bushes and trees in the middle because deer can't get to them there, and neither can sheep, and I eat fruit like every meal practically, so it would definitely be a beneficial thing for me. So hopefully we'll have lots and lots of vegetables and flowers, and hopefully the chain link fence keeps all the deer and sheep out. See what I mean? There's already sheep in the garden. Come on, naughty girls. The peacocks are so beautiful. So that's a girl in the front and a boy behind her, and then another boy. So pretty. They're so funny acting. They're not very friendly, but we ended up, I don't know if you guys saw on my Instagram stories, but we had 2 fly far away, and we caught them at night just by like sheer luck, but we ended up having to clip their wings because we didn't want them flying away and us not being able to catch them. So we could put them in a cage, but I feel like they're happier this way. Oh, there's a lamb helping. There's one of the mosaic roosters. We ended up having 3 mosaic roosters and 1 hen of those ones we hatched. So, oh, how's that puddle? that good? Are you so handsome? The newest baby. He's about the size of the month-old twins that I'm bottle feeding. He's huge. You like that goat? Want to take him out for a walk?
Yeah.
So it is Thursday, March 22nd, 23rd, 17th, 21st. It's Thursday, March 21st. And I'm just about to bed down the sheep pens because they've been going outside every day because it's beautiful during the day. I always put them in at night, like until summer. But I'm gonna bed down the pens because we're supposed to have a storm come in tomorrow, and they're saying 6 to 12 inches. So I'm not sure they'll be able to go out tomorrow. But I know that a lot of you have been watching the Instagram story of my overly large goat. She's still pregnant, so she's not really moved much today. She's finally gotten up, but she had been laying down like most of the day. Now she's going to the bathroom, so I'm not going to share that with you, but her udder looks a little bit bigger, but just still large and in charge, huh, sister? Speckly and fat, pregnant. She keeps going to the bathroom because she just got up. Ooh, there's a rooster. Little tiny rooster. So, here we are. My prediction is triplets Saturday, 2 boys and a girl. Maybe that's more of like a wishful thinking than a prediction, but we're going to go with it. So, here we go. In our barn, we do a bedded pack. In the winter, we have a lot of weather that prevents the sheep from being able to go outside. So, in order to do the bedded pack and keep the barn as clean as possible, every time I put bedding down, which is at least once a week, sometimes more, I do a layer of lime, barn lime, that I get at the feed store. Then I do 3 bales of shavings because the shavings are more absorbent than the straw is. And then I put 3 bales of straw over the big pen because I don't want the shavings all in their wool and everything. So, and with the oat straw, they often eat a lot of it too. So at least if I have the shavings underneath, it gives another layer of absorption. And luckily we built our barn on a gravel pad, so it's not concrete for a couple reasons. We have really frigid temps, so with the concrete freezing and cooling it, it would crack more likely. And the gravel allows drainage, so when the sheep urinate, you know, it drains down through the bedding and the shavings. I think Estella's almost too big to fit through the creep gate. Let me see if I can show you guys. This is our not so fancy creep system. So that gate that she's standing by is turned on its side so that when the moms are in here, like if I have a mom and a baby in here, only the babies can get through to that side with the hay feeder and the grain. But I think Estelle and Eloise both have gotten too big for the creep gate, which is fine. I put food and grain on both sides now because there's no moms in here. So the creep feed is when the lambs are young, they're allowed access to grain 24/7 so they can eat and grow well. As they get older, the moms do not need that much grain, so we don't let the moms have 24/7 access to grain because they would just eat themselves to death half the time. But so that's it. So far I've got the lime and the shavings down, and now I just have to put the 3 bales. So there we have it. The very starving ewe flock inside for the night because of the winter weather storm advisory. I put the new bedding down. I know I get a lot of questions about cost, and really in the spring, summer, fall, it's very cheap to have a flock of sheep. In the winter, I have to pay for more grain, hay, if, you know, we usually just pay to have our hay cut on our field, but still. And the bedding is $33 a week at least. I pay about $5.50 a bale for shavings and the same for straw. We don't use bedding hay because A, it can be moldy, which is bad for the sheep, and B, it's harder to pick up with a skid steer because the hay is longer strands than the chopped straw. When you pick it up, it tends to like form these sheets of bedding, and it's a pain to pull out with a skid steer. So the straw and shavings are much easier to pick up. But it's important to keep everything sanitary, especially you know, when they're weaning lambs. You don't want them to get bacteria and mastitis and everything. So we have to keep it clean. So we have 8 ewes left to lamb and 1 goat that's got to lamb sometime between now and Tuesday. So a couple ewes are looking closer and closer. I'm wondering if I'm going to have a busy weekend. I will keep you guys posted. I hope you enjoyed this little beginning of spring update. And I really appreciate everyone that watches and comments. It's super fun to get to know you guys. And I'm kind of baffled that anyone is interested in hearing about our crazy life on our sheep farm in upstate New York. But it's been a lot of fun getting to know you all, and I really appreciate everybody that does subscribe and comment. It means a lot to us just because it's super cool to share this with everybody. So I hope you enjoy your spring. I hope you don't have a winter storm where you are on its way, and make sure that if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with all the new babies that are coming. We try to catch as much as we can on film. Sometimes things happen that are out of the ordinary, so it's a great opportunity to educate people on the circumstances that come with lambing and kidding, and what can happen and what to do. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys soon.